to hang on to him and trying to hang on to that second position as well.
Another look behind from Bahanu, just to see exactly where Abera is. He has to maintain this, so look at the watch.
You really don't need to do that, mate. Just keep looking ahead. You want to be looking at the finish. It really does not matter right now in terms of trying to win this race what is on your watch, and it is a sign of weakness for me. If I'm Abera running behind and you keep looking back by like that, then that's a sign that you're under pressure and that you're doubting your ability to finish and to close out these final 500 metres as you need to.
Well, you saw the turn. He's trying to drop Abera, who's still just about in touch, and in worse ways he's keeping Bahanu honest. The finish line is in sight. The gap is around about 5 or 6 metres. Bahanu still looking strong, but Abera is trying to close and maybe is just narrowing that gap a little bit.
I think Bahanu has given Abera too much hope here, and Abera, don't forget, has already run a massive personal best here today, so he's buoyed by that adrenaline. And now as he comes alongside, Bahanu made a significant mistake in how much he looked back there, because he gave hope to Abera, and Abera now, as he can see the finish line ahead of him and stretches out towards that, is going to make a massive step forward in his career here today.
A massive shock result potentially on the cards here if Abera can hold on from Bahanu. Lemmer is pretty much nailed on for the bronze, but a man with a personal best of around 2:09 is going to absolutely obliterate that. He's got last year's winner some 10 metres back, just foreshortens it slightly, that shot.
And we now, for the first time in this race, can look across and see entering now the final 100 metres of this. Abera looking as though he has this, and Bahanu there, for my money, on his face, he's thrown it in here, and he is running for second place.
This is a massive turn up. They won't get to Abera now. He's going to win his first major marathon and do it in style as well. It's going to be very close to a course record. Course record has gone. What a run from Abera. Last year's winner Bahanu is going to be second, and Lemmer some way back in third. The last we saw, we can see him.
Mekkonen will cross first ahead of Lemmer, so Mekkonen will come through and get third. He's probably the only guy in this top group who won't have managed to get a personal best out of the race today, but still a very, very strong run for him there. 22 seconds back, he crosses in third position. Lemmer now we see coming down the closing straight, so his personal best around that 2:06 mark. He's well inside of that, but I think he will be disappointed. Looked so good for so much of this race, but then not able to respond when Bahanu threw in that surge and really did the damage, and then pretty much threw his race away with just slightly misjudging that and showing how much under pressure he was.
Well, 2:04.24, the corrected time is actually
panned out some very, very fast times. I think probably vindication for the race organisers in moving that start time half an hour earlier. So yes, they started in the dark, but it meant conditions have been ideal. I mean, there is not still one breath of wind here today as it was at the start, so they have had perfect conditions for this race, and that reflected in very, very fast times and personal bests, huge personal best for Abera in the men's race, and now definitely looking that way for Sergei in the women's race too.
Well, she has made the turn, so around about 450 odd metres to go to the finish. That must give you a massive boost. When you make that turn, you see the crowd, you see the finish line ahead of you, and you know that there's no one within sight of you.
Definitely, that's when you kind of feeling really good, and when you know that you're on for a fast time, you really want to lay it out all out there. I mean, I think in different events in track and field, you might save something for your next outing. The marathon, 2 or 3 outings maximum a year. You really want to lay it all out there on the day, because you don't know when things are all going to come together like this in a race, and you want to make sure that the time fully reflects the effort that you've put out over the course. And the Ethiopian fans there will give her huge encouragement. That sub 2:18 clocking has slipped away. She can see the finish gantry ahead of her in that shot there, so she can go under 2:20. Can Bariso behind her go under the 2:20 as well?
Might be a big ask,
No, I think so. I think we're going to see one woman finish under. Are we going to see the course record come under threat? She's definitely going to be close. And looking back down the road, I can now see her approaching. We are sat right on the finish line, so I would say maybe 150 metres or so to go in this race for Sergei. She can now hear the groundswell and the noise coming from the Ethiopian supporters, and she can see the finish line with a clock on it ahead of her.
Well, one thing's for sure, she's going to run a personal best. 2:20.18 before today, so that is definitely going to go. She's just going to be outside the course record here, I think, 2:19.31, so she won't get that. I'm not sure she's that bothered. She comes home to win the Dubai Marathon here for the second time and win it by a country mile. Round about 2:19.40, just outside the course record, and she'll have a bit of a wait now until presumably we see Mariso come home in second place. Now it's time to smile. 2:19.41 the official time, so 10 seconds outside the course record.
And
Sergei Mäkinen. Sergei came home in 2 hours, 4 minutes and 46 seconds. In second place today, he came last year, he won last year. He's back this year, second place this time, from Ethiopia, Lemi Berhanu. Lemmy completed the distance today in a fantastic time of 2:04.33. 2:04.33 is a fantastic time, but today not quite good enough. The winner of the 2016 Standard Chartered Dubai Marathon, Tesfaye Abera of Ethiopia. Tesfaye's time just 1 second outside the course record, but a fantastic effort. Well done to all the runners today.